Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on Newsx. Our big focus this hour, the Israel-Iran conflict has taken a dangerous turn. As per reports, at least 3 nuclear sites have been struck in Isfahan, in fact, Iraq, as well as Bushehr. Israel, though, has denied this last strike. Russia has warned that the escalation could be at the level of Chernobyl. On the other hand, Iran is now launching cruise missiles which propel themselves throughout their flights and struck an hospital in Israel. Let's in fact take a look quickly at the Israel strikes that have been struck and then discuss this dangerous escalation in detail with our guests. So these, of course, are some of the details emerging about some of the sites which have been struck allegedly by Israel in the last 24 hours. Let's quickly take you through those details. So these are, of course, potential nuclear bases of Iran which have been hit, which obviously have been the target. Let's quickly tell you about them. This is the first site, Bushehr nuclear plant. Reportedly, it is 1,200 kilometers away from Tehran. That's the kind of distance that it is away from Tehran, 1,200 kilometers. That's a Bushehr nuclear plant there. This is what it looks like currently. This is, of course, what it looked like before. And after the hit, you can see, of course, there has been damage to the different areas there, the industrial area and the reactors. Of course, they've all been damaged. This is satellite imagery which you can clearly see shows, of course, the damage that has been done to this plant after that strike. If we tell you more about this, then it was, of course, started in 1975. That's when the first construction began by Germany. And interestingly, work had stopped, though, during the 1979 Islamic Revolution there at this particular site. Then cut to 1995. Russian Atomstroy export, of course, was named as the main exporter, main contractor, beg your pardon, of this particular site to develop it. Russia's of course, Atomstroy export was the main contractor that was, of course, named for this particular site. And of course, then cut to August 2013 is when its operational control was in fact then transferred to none other than Iran, which is why, interestingly, we've seen a Russian statement as well on these strikes condemning them, interestingly. Now, in November 2014, Russia signed an agreement to build 2 nuclear reactors as well there in Iran. This agreement was signed between Russia and Iran. This would mean then that there would be 4 reactors with a capacity of 4,000 megawatts, and of course 3,000 would be the surrounding population around this particular site there in Bushehr. This is an unconfirmed video of that particular site after the strike. You can see there it seems to be on fire, a huge blaze in that particular area. Let's tell you now about another particular site. This is Isfahan. It is a combined cycle power plant. It's about 300 kilometers away from Tehran. So the distance is 300 kilometers, not much of a distance at all from the capital of Iran, Tehran. This is what that site looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. You can see, of course, in the satellite imagery, clearly a lot of damage has happened. These black holes have developed there. It seems that it's been hit, and there has been considerable amount of damage to that particular site. Now telling you about another nuclear facility, Natanz nuclear facility. This is 250 kilometers, again not too far at all away from Tehran. This is the region where it is in Iran, the Natanz nuclear facility. And here's another satellite image that has been accessed by us, which shows you this is what it looked like earlier, and now this is what that site looks like after, where you can clearly see, of course, damaged equipment and buildings. And of course, this is reportedly the reactor there, the pilot fuel enrichment plant, which has been destroyed. You can see the big black hole where this reactor once stood. Also, a lot of other equipment and buildings damaged. Big black marks. They obviously depict the kind of impact of these strikes. So that, of course, is the situation now at those particular facilities. This has happened reported in the last 24 hours. Interestingly, the last strike, I believe, Israel is denying. But of course, Iran is claiming that who else then could have done that strike apart from them. Now, joining us to discuss this further is Anat Bernstein-Raick, President, Israel Asia Chamber of Commerce. Dr. Ravi Kumar Gupta, former DRDO Director, also joins us live. Rohan Gunaratna, International Affairs Expert, is also with us on the broadcast. Anat, let me begin with you first. more strikes happening in Iran currently. These latest ones, of course, targeting those facilities, those reactors. That is obviously the intention of the Israeli leadership and the military, as they've stated earlier. What do you make of these latest damage reports and the statements as well that have come in after them from Iran and also Russia?
I mean, from the beginning, first, good evening, good day. From the beginning, Israel very clearly said that they have a bank of goals, objectives that they want to achieve in various sites of nuclear development, whether it's the uranium enrichment or the heavy water site and so on. So the Israeli Air Force is systematically working to dismantle Iran from its nuclear capabilities as they go closer to military nuclear capability. And we will work, Israel will work until, as much as possible, they fulfill the goals that they have set down right from the beginning. I haven't seen the pictures that you're showing, but I do want to talk about, and if you'll allow me, to talk about the hits done by Iran in Israel. And that's more troubling me because we are working against very clear objectives, and Iran in an asymmetric way are sending missiles our way that are hitting hospitals and residential areas and research institute. All of them are civilians, indistinctive, and they still think that we will stop. I mean, the way that they behave just shows their intention to annihilate Israel very clearly. They have stated time and again that that's their mission in life. Khamenei, that's what he said he is doing. And we will not let it happen. We will not wait for the last minute for this to happen.
Yes, Anat, however, the last strike, interestingly, has been denied by Israel. I think the one in Natanz or the one in Bushehr has been denied by Israel.
So I really don't know because I'm a businesswoman. I'm not in the Israeli army or the defense ministry. Usually when Israel is doing something that they are proud of doing, especially when it's dismantling a nuclear site. So we'll have to wait and see who did it. Maybe there are other countries in the region that would like this to happen. I cannot comment on that.
Yes. Now, Russia has commented again, and they've said that the damage and the escalation could be at the level of Chernobyl within Iran. What do you make of this latest statement by Russia?
Statements are being thrown to the air very easily recently by many leaders. I wouldn't take it so seriously. No check was done. I know that the International Nuclear Organization did investigate few hits in Iranian sites, and they said all is clear. So I think that before rushing to conclusions or really taking seriously some statements, we will have to see if there is anything that happened. It's too early to say, I would say.
Okay, it's too early to say is what you're clearly saying. Also, Anat, has there been retaliation? What are the reports that you are getting by Iran in the last 12 to 14 hours? What is the situation in Israel?
So I just came out of a siren. I mean, the fact that I joined a few minutes after 4 is because we had siren here. We just had 24 missiles hitting Israel, hitting civilian population. That's the absurd here. We are hitting targeted sites. They are just throwing their bombs all over since it's now actually 1 week. In the past 1 week, Israel got almost 500 missiles towards Israel. Many, thanks God, were intercepted. But unfortunately, this is not a fully proof interception system. And those that fall residential, create lots of damage. People are using the shelters or the safe rooms, so the casualty are much less than what could have happened if the missiles hit people. I do want to talk about the hospital. We're talking about a major hospital that was hit on Wednesday, a hospital that serves the entire population of south of Israel in the city of Beersheba. The missile landed in the center of the hospital, creating damage to the entire hospital. It's a hospital that serves over a million and a half people in this region, including Bedouin and Arabs. So Iran are attacking their own brothers, I would say. When Israel hit hospitals in Gaza, let me remind, and which were actually the command centers of Hamas, the world shouted. I don't see condemnation for such a thing happening now. And this is a direct hit intended for a hospital. So the hospital is now rearranging. Many patients were shifted to other hospitals. Many were sent home for home treatment. But this is a major attack that needs to be condemned categorically by everyone, that a hit of a hospital is unacceptable. Weizmann Institute, the leading research institute in the world, one of the 10 leading research institutes, got 2 missiles hit. Buildings were collapsed. A research of years in cancer, Alzheimer, Parkinson, gone down and need to rebuild. And this is an institute that really contribute to humanity. They don't develop war heads or anything. And of course, it's clear that those missiles were targeted to the Weizmann Institute to damage such an institute, such a wonderful thing that is one of the pride places of Israel. So this is the way they behave. Next to my old office in the Diamond Bourse of Ramat Gan, Iran sent a cluster bomb. A cluster bomb is illegal in the world. A cluster bomb is a bomb that spread into small bombs and create, I would say, more damage over a wider area. Illegal to do. Of course, Iran is not following anything that is agreed in the world.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.